Hello, Maria. Good to see you.
Hi,
So,
Karen. Nice to
hello.
see
Yes. So before we begin, can you just tell us who you are and where you're from?
you. So my name is Maria. Now I'm in Canada for 2 months, and I used to live in Russia.
So, first of all, if you can remember, do you can you tell me what score you got in the IELTS test?
My last IELTS test was 8777.
8777. Okay, an excellent score.
Eight
And
in speaking, eight in speaking.
mhm.
It was
And
like
how
that.
many times did you take the test?
I took it twice.
Twice. And the first time you took it, do you remember what your score was?
Yeah. First time it was speaking 7,
Hmm.
reading 6.5, listening was 8 points, and writing was 6.5.
6.5. Okay, so yeah, a nice improvement there. Um, so
And between exams, I had 3 months. So yeah, three
and
months full immersion into English.
yeah, okay, so um thinking specifically about the IELTS test, is there anything in particular looking back that you think helped with your IELTS preparation?
What I think is of most importance while preparing for your IELTS exam is full immersion into the language.
Mm.
I mean, if you have any devices like cell phone, your laptop, your all gadgets you have to switch on the language. You have to use only English. You have to speak a lot so that it could sound natural. So first of all, I had some classes for that. And after I got acquainted with some guys, some girls from church, and we started to talk every day, like on different topics, having some conversations. As for writing, you should just learn by heart the structure. So the structure should be just deep within your mind so you understand the
Hmm.
structure of each letter and
Interesting.
some basic set expressions, idioms, and all that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
you should learn it by heart. And as
Okay.
for the most challenging thing for me was time management.
For reading?
Because, yeah,
Hmm.
because texts were huge. They're huge. And if you're going to read all of them, you won't do all the stuff. And it was difficult for me not to understand the main idea of the text. You only, what you have to do is only to pay attention to the question. You're not thinking about general idea. You just think about one question, and time management is of great importance in terms of reading. It was the most challenging for me, it seems to
Hmm.
me. And
Okay.
this good skill like skim and scan, this one
Yeah.
is perfect. You should do that all the time.
Okay. Okay. So just to summarize, for the reading, you shouldn't read the text and try to understand the text. You just need to try to answer the questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And for speaking, you were just, as you said, full immersion, speaking to friends as much as you could, and you even changed the language on your phone to English.
Yeah, on my gadgets, on my
Okay.
laptop, my cell phone. I just changed the language, so full immersion
Hmm.
into my English language.
You
Yeah,
dived fully into English.
yeah. And
Um,
speaking of friends, maybe if there is someone who could speak English with you, maybe I made some mistakes, maybe because of my temper, I was totally involved into English. But I know some guys who just have, for example, 10 minutes English every day,
hmm.
but they go like long distance. They could go 1 year, half a year. But as for me, um, I did all that full immersion. I was totally involved.
Mm-hmm.
So after that 3 months of
Mm-hmm.
preparing for my English exam, I felt sick, to be honest, because too much.
Mm.
There's too much.
And do you think in those 3 months that your English improved a lot?
Mm, it improved. It improved only for my exam, if
Mm.
I might so. So there
Mm-hmm.
was one aim just to pass that exam, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking about deep knowledge, I can't say so. For that period of time, I used only my short-term memory,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
just
Okay.
to get for that's it.
Yeah.
If you
Mm-hmm.
want some ground and basic knowledge of English, of course, that practice like having English for 15 minutes, but
Mm-hmm.
every day, that
Mm-hmm.
one is the best. And
Yeah.
if you want to get some results,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, maybe my way will suit someone.
Yeah. Okay. So you are saying that really you just crammed, almost like preparing for an exam at school, you crammed as much IELTS and English information as you could in a very short period of time. And that was enough to help you get the score that you needed. But if you want to really learn English properly, then maybe it's better to do a little bit every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I suppose your way, you couldn't keep that going for very long because it was too exhausting, probably.
Too exhausting.
Mm.
Yeah, too exhausting and time consuming.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And yeah, and short-term memory. Yeah, that's how we do at school, at university.
Yes, yeah.
But if you want to live in the country, of course, you will need that knowledge of language in the country where you're going to live. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why, yeah, it's better not to do so. But when people are short of time and
Mm.
they have goal, no matter
Yeah,
how you get it,
yeah.
you won't get it.
I suppose also, that would only work if you had a sufficiently good level of English. If you were getting a 6 in IELTS, reading, listening, speaking, writing, it would be impossible for you to improve to a 7 in 3 months. You would need more time, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So what about just in terms of learning English and not preparing for the exam, what would you say has most helped you to improve your English in the long run?
It seems to me speaking helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And listening. If someone likes to read, maybe reading will help. But as for me, listening helped me. It was different podcasts. I was like 6 Minute English, BBC Learning English, Look podcasts, and all that stuff. When I
Okay.
had some free time, I
Mm-hmm.
just tuned on and listened all the
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm. So that was 6 Minute English, BBC English, and what was the last one that you said?
Luke's podcasts.
Luke's podcast. Is that an IELTS podcast or just an English podcast?
It's just an English
Just an English
podcast.
podcast. Okay, okay, fantastic.
For
Um,
I also like when learning some new words. Of course, Anki helped me a lot.
yeah, yeah. You found the Anki flashcards helpful?
Yeah, helpful. Because it goes in terms with my memory. I mean, there are some people who learn words just writing them down. As for me, I need some associations. And in that term, Anki was perfect for me.
Okay, okay, fantastic. That's good to hear. And who were you practicing speaking with?
Uh, just occasional guys from some IELTS chats. There was some group of people who were joining different classes. And after that, we had some podcasts or some chats, general chats. And then we got acquainted, and I made a deal with some girl from Israel. She is in Vancouver now, by the way. Yeah, but she did it 2 years ago. For
Mm.
2 years, she is in Vancouver.
Is that
Uh,
Anna?
yeah, Anna.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I also taught Anna.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was, or
Great,
maybe
great.
after your course. I don't remember
Yeah, I
exactly.
think I introduced you were in my Facebook group and you both found each other in the group.
Yeah, and we talked a lot with her. We just
Great.
had topics, and we did it like 3 times a week.
Amazing, amazing. That's great.
Now she got her PR here in Vancouver, PR. So she is a permanent resident
Ah,
here, yeah. And
amazing.
mortgage and the cottage house here, so it's
Okay,
okay.
okay. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I didn't hear that. Can you say that again? The last thing?
Canada came through for her.
Canada came through for her. Yeah, amazing, amazing. Is there anything else you'd like to say to people preparing now for the IELTS test before we finish the call?
It seems to me that you should set realistic goals,
Mm-hmm.
like if basic knowledge is not enough and not sufficient, what you
Mm-hmm.
have to do is to take your time. Just take your
Mm-hmm.
time while preparing for your IELTS exam. Yeah, never give up. Never give up. Even if you didn't manage to do it from your first attempt, you will definitely do it in a couple of times. And you have to have your own strategy.
Yeah.
You have to know what are weak points and strong points. And if you know about your weak points, you have to improve it. And this is a long way. It's not like you do it in 1 week, 1 month,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
some time. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So set realistic goals, know what your weaknesses and your strengths are, and um work on your weaknesses and don't give up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
very
full
good advice.
language and full immersion into the language.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Fantastic. Great advice, Maria. It was lovely to talk to you again,
Yeah.
and I'll catch up with you again in the future, no doubt. And thanks very much for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you, Karen. It was
Okay.
nice to see you then. Bye
Yeah.
bye.
Bye bye.